Welcome to Nugget 221 with Steve and Dana Groman, and this is our last Nugget for 2021.
And the Nugget number is 221.
That's kind of cool. Well, we have done 221 Nuggets, and when we tell people about our YouTube channel and the different places we put up information on social media, we always try and encourage people to go back.
Absolutely. There's so much information. It's kind of overwhelming. If you just go and look at a new person, look at the last one or two Nuggets, they may be interesting to them, but there's a lot of stuff back behind there they need to search out too.
Yes, and we do occasionally do recaps of that, but we wanted to spend just a few minutes recapping the year and thanking everyone for listening. But we do have one request. Our YouTube channel is just not what it should be.
No.
We're not reaching the people that we should. Frankly, we can't do anything about it. We're needing to depend on you.
Yeah, we do. We depend on the people and tell their friends and family about it.
We need to upgrade, and we need to get more subscribers so that we can reach more people, because there are very few people that are speaking about God's creation. So we certainly appreciate all that you can do to
get
share
the word
us.
out. Yeah,
and subscribe.
Get the word out.
Even with the people that are in your own household. Sometimes only one of the people in the house, there's 4 or 5 people in the house. Get everybody to subscribe. Help us to push up our numbers.
And that happens. Sometimes people say, my so-and-so, such and such, watched this or heard this or saw this or whatever, and they start looking at it and then, oh, wow. All of a sudden, there's an interest in it in our channel that didn't used to be there. It's got to start somewhere.
And people, a lot of times they go to it, they binge on it, and then they kind of forget about it, but you
subscribe, ring the bell,
and do whatever it takes so that you know, and then follow us, because we do post these on our Facebook channels, which are A Creation Seminar and Steve Dana Groman. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and tell them we have two new social media channels.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of them on Facebook is Insatiable Travelers, because we have traveled a lot. We've been all over. We've done a lot of neat things, and we are putting up, I guess they're not nuggets. I'm not sure what we're going to, what do we even call them?
Well, my Saturday travel and history tips, we're putting those up, and a lot of fun recipes.
A lot of other things.
I know that we have a recipe page actually on our website, and it's super buried, and I didn't even realize that people could get to it any longer. But we have had several people this year go, oh, I love your recipes page, and we haven't updated that in years. But regardless, the recipes are still good.
Right. They're still the same kind of food. And
we're trying to update the Dana's Books website and get that up and running.
Just trying to get more in the 2022 mindset.
Right.
Everything's going online, and we're trying to do what we can.
So we're doing this cooking thing. We have a new channel on Brighteon, which is the Insatiable Travelers also. It's focusing more on recipes, cooking, some extremely healthy and some extremely not healthy. Subscribe to that channel too.
Because we're trying to reach a different audience too, and people will, it's sort of like the meetings, the Creation Seminar series. People will invite people out, and they'll show up and they'll enjoy it, but they never would have come into the church otherwise. And I kind of feel like that's the same kind of thing on this. We can post up nuggets and short little clips of sorts, and we can reach people that would never have been there had it not been for that. So it's neat. It's another avenue. It's another channel.
And we're having good success. We're getting good viewership on the Brighteon.
On Brighteon, it took up
recipes.
Real quick.
And go to that one too, because a lot of times we're reposting on the different mediums just because people are watching it here, and some are watching it here, and a handful here, a handful there, and it adds up. We do want to go over a little bit about what we did this year, and we did something new this year that I think has been really well received, and that is interviews.
Yeah, people love the interviews. And it's so funny because people like to talk about what they do. And there are a lot of people that do a lot of really cool things that we just don't think about. People don't even realize. And so it's neat to interview them and have them from behind the scenes, so to speak, or whatever it is, whatever the business is.
Well, there are a lot of hardworking Americans,
that's for sure,
that make this country work and run, and they're overlooked. People don't appreciate what they do.
Yeah.
You probably don't know what most of the people in your church do. You may know that this guy works here or he does that. We actually were talking to a girl one time. She didn't even know what her husband did. And I'm like, what? She knew where he worked? I'm not sure she even knew the location where he went, but she had no idea what he did. Went there, and it's like, well, I'm pretty sure they're both not subscribers because they don't even communicate where he works. That's not a good thing. That is certainly not how a family should be interacting. Interviewed some oil field workers. We interviewed,
and not just oil field workers as in oil, but I mean electrician on an oil field.
Right,
in an oil field.
specialists.
Specialty workers in an oil field.
And their insight was excellent.
Extremely good, yes.
And then we talked with a man who was involved in water reclamation when water had gotten toxified and cleaning that up. We did a series of interviews with our friend Joel, and those are Nuggets 180 through 183. And those are just simply a hoot. You'll just have to go watch
those are good.
Joel's. And then one of the most fascinating ones we did was we interviewed a man. His name is Yanara, and he lived through the killing fields, and that has been one of our most popular nuggets. And I really wish that people would go back and watch that one. And it's Nuggets 147 and 148.
Yeah, let me say something about that too, because even the fact that he was there, I mean, that's pretty cool. To be able to interview somebody like that is really neat. But the thing is, it was kind of, I guess frustrating would be the right word for him, is even with him personally, he doesn't have the traction to get his information out as well as he should. It is amazing wealth of information that man has. Once again, it's just somebody that fascinating to run into him and meet him and be able to talk to him and interview him and help him spread the word of what he went through and what it was like back then.
We did do a lot of critiquing of evolutionist articles in magazines, and there are plenty of those, and we do those because most of them are about space. Very few are about dinosaurs, and we did a number of nuggets on dinosaurs, but a lot of it was on space this year because, as we've said before, space is the new dinosaur.
The new tool that the enemy is using to mess people up and steer them away from God's word. And he's doing a good job with it. People are believing all kinds of things.
People are just distracted, and I think as you're listening to us talk about you can probably admit that, yeah, we are all way too distracted, and we're not paying attention enough to our families and to God's word, and not into New Year's resolutions, because I don't know anybody that keeps those things. But it is a new year that's coming up, and it is a good time to make some changes, a mental point to correct some things that we've learned and fallen into in these last 2 years, because 2020 and 2021 have been unbelievably hard for many people. We need to pay attention and get closer to God.
You know, when 2021 was showing up, or as it was getting close, people were excited to get out of 2020 and get into a new year.
Well, I think, including us, we're more excited to get out of 2021 than we were to get out of 2020.
Get out of both of these guys.
Yeah.
Huh?
So, well, we want to tell you Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
And we want to thank those of you who do support us financially. It is critical to this ministry. We are a listener-supported ministry, and we always have been a listener-supported ministry,
right,
even in services in churches. So we do depend on your financial help. If you can become a monthly sponsor or even give a one-time gift, we are grateful for that and so much appreciative. Again, meetings are slim.
Well, they are. You know, we're still trying to get the word out. We're still trying to get the message and give people information. What's interesting is when we do a meeting, there's still people that are hungry. They're still out there like that.
Right, but church has taken a big hit over the last
Churches have taken a big
2
hit.
years.
No doubt about that.
And so that is another reason that we are trying to build our social media platforms, and we're depending on you. So if every one of you can just hook us up with at least the people in your household or 1 or 2 people in your contact list, we would be grateful and appreciative.
I was thinking more like tell 100,000 of your closest friends.
I'm trying to be reasonable here.
Oh, okay. We need to get the word out. What's interesting is, well, like I mentioned, the people that do show up at the meeting, people that do want to talk, we still have people that call us, and people are hungry. And since there's less opportunity, we need to open up a new opportunity. So that's why we're starting the new channels, and we're trying to build up on these nuggets.
Well, I'm willing to bet that of our subscribers, specifically on YouTube, most of you have been to one of our meetings.
Yes.
And you have been touched by this ministry, either the Creation or the Walk in Faith ministries. You know how important it is, and we need to reach more people. And that's what we do on Facebook, because a lot of people follow us on Facebook. They have not been to the meetings, but they do know of us. And so that's been fantastic. And for our Facebook followers, if you could actually go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, that would help, because we have a lot more followers.
Cross-platform as best we can.
Yeah, we have a lot more followers on Facebook than we do on YouTube. But YouTube is the one that we're trying to build up specifically today. And Brighteon. Go check out our fun recipes.
Well, Happy New Year, folks. Hope you have a great New Year, a safe New Year's Eve.
Keep in touch. And as always, we appreciate and covet your prayers.
And we need it.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.